All right, when it comes to injuries, Jay Tufele went out the game with a knee, and Sauce and Kane both had concussions. So we'll see exactly where that is. Give you guys an answer as the week progresses on those three guys. When it comes to the game, I mean, obviously disappointed. I mean, another low-scoring game where the defense did a hell of a job, holding this team to 13 points, and getting a good amount of three and outs. But obviously not good enough. I mean, we gave too many points to allow them to win the game. Offensively, we have a lot of work to do, and that speaks for itself. We all know that. But the only thing we can do is go back to work. It's the only thing we can do. Now, I understand the nature of the quarterback change. Listen, we needed a spark. At that time, I felt it was the right time to do it. Obviously, it was a tough situation for both of those guys, but it was my call. It was my call, and I felt it was the right time to do it. So when it goes into next week, I'm not ready to sit here and say what's going to happen with next week with our quarterbacks, but I would say this. That's something I have to look at, so any questions? I will say this on the special team. I thought our special team did some good things. There was a couple of things that we still have to work on, for the most part, but there were some good things that our special teams did. Obviously, it's going to hurt because Kane's out. We'll see exactly where it's going to lead to because he's one of our dynamic guys. But I thought there were some good things on special teams.
AG, when you did make the change, it looked like you had a little bit more flow offensively with Tyrod, even though the other guy made a great play in the end zone. But what did you feel that at all? You kind of moved.
Yeah, I just felt like it was time. Our team needed a spark, and I thought we did move the ball, fairly well. Obviously, not enough to give our a chance to win. Those guys made two great plays on interceptions. And I guess the tough thing about that is, man, you rather have where either we catch it, it's a DPI, or it's incomplete. And that has to be the mindset of us on offense to where we're not giving up interceptions. So, but they happen. Got to give those guys credit. They made some plays. But we have to be able to pull out, these low-scoring games. The thing is, our guys are fighting. There's no quitting any of our guys. So I give those guys a lot of credit. But, again, we have to go back to work next week.
Can you talk about some of the issues with pass protection? They were not a big sack team coming in, and I think they equaled.
Well, again, I have to go back and look at it, but it seemed like we lost a good bit of one-on-ones, and that can happen in those situations. And I guess it's obvious. I mean, teams are going to try to pressure us, and we have to do a better job in those situations. So, again, we have to look at the tape, see exactly what the issues are, go back to work next week and try to fix those.
Why did you decide to go for it on the 4th and 5? I think it was the first series.
Yeah, listen, I liked our fourth down plan, and I told our guys we was going to be aggressive going forward in that situation. Obviously, it didn't work out, but, I liked our fourth down plan going into this game.
It didn't seem like Brees was playing much in the fourth quarter. What went into that?
Well, Brees had an injury, but he came back, and he tried to give us everything he had. So kudos to him for doing that. I thought early on that he was running the ball fairly well, and those guys did a good job of tightening up against the run. But he's the guy that we need to lean on. We have to use him as much as possible.
At the end of the half, it looked like you had time to maybe run it's like a Hail Mary there, and you just let the
guys, it was a situation where we just got 2 sacks. Let's get out of it. Get in at halftime. Now let's get ready to play the next half.
Whoever you do decide to play at quarterback, I mean, what do you need to see from this passing game?
We got to improve. We have to improve in this situation, because now when you see what they're doing against the run, they're loading the box against the run. Sometimes they're putting 9 people in the box. So in order to loosen guys up, you have to be efficient to some degree in the passing game, and that hasn't showed up the last two games. And that's something I have to take a look at that. And I'm going to put a lot of the fault on me. As the head coach of this team, I have to make sure that we do whatever we have to do to get our passing game going.
You had been so strident in your support of Justin Fields, despite all the criticism in recent weeks.
Yeah.
So for you to take him out, how disappointing is that for you?
It's always a tough situation. It's always a tough decision. But as the head coach, you have to take a look at the team and see what is best for you to put yourself in position to go win a game. And that's the only thing that was going to my mind when I was walking in. And I told the offensive staff. Then I went and I told Justin and Tyrod exactly what I was going to do. And and make the decision.
Aaron, as the season unfolds and you're not getting the game results that you want, are you getting concerned that the players will have a more difficult time embracing your message on a weekly basis?
You know what? I don't see that because the message has always been consistent, and they know exactly what it is and what we have to do. And here's what gives me hope as I go through these weeks is, man, just exactly how they come out on Wednesday in practice and then how they come out on Thursday in practice. Same with on Friday. And listen, we're not getting the results that we want, but I do know this. These players are not giving up at all. I don't see them giving up on any of the messaging at all. We just have to do what we have to do to go win these games. You know, we need some guys to go make some plays in these situations. And then me as the head coach, I got to do a better job of getting everybody, you know, in position to go make plays. Again, I thought our defense is starting to improve in that aspect. We just got to get our offense going. Our special teams are doing a good job, too.
AG, was Garrett at all close today, or that was a no-go for this?
You know what? It was close as we went through the week. And then the thing is, I think you said it before, you have to protect him from himself, you know. So it just wasn't a good decision to put him out there at this time.
What is
Aaron,
the
what did you
process
think
like?
of the what did you think of the offensive play calling the last 2 games?
You know, that's a good question. You know, the thing is, you have to look at the situation in the games, and I know a lot of people will go into that, you know, because they want to point fingers somewhere, you know, but that's not what we're going to do at all. I mean, it goes both ways, and it goes with I say 3 ways: me, Tanner, and our players, and we all have to figure out what we have to do to make some plays.
What does the
Take a
process
couple more.
What does the process look like over the next few days to decide your quarterback against Cincinnati? Who's involved in that process? Who, you know,
Well, ultimately, I'll make the call. But there's a lot of conversation I got to have with myself, you know, to see what can I do to make sure that we give us a chance to win. And then obviously I'm going to, you know, talk to the offensive staff and see what their thoughts are also. But we'll make the right decision. Whatever the decision is, you know, I'm going to go with it, and we're going to move forward.
do you feel
Last
like
one.
if you do go to Tyrod, that's like you can't go back to Justin's situation? You know what I mean? You mentioned earlier in the week, I don't want him looking over his shoulder.
No doubt. I mean, that's always the question that's always asked, and that's always something that you have to really look at. And like, I don't ever think that's something that you could just positively say that, you know, if we go with another guy, that you can never go back to the other guy. I mean, this is the NFL, and you know, it's the ebbs and flows of how things go. To me, I'm trying to put the guy out there that's going to give us the best chance to win, whoever that may be. Yeah, at that specific time, that's what I'm gonna do.